Welcome back, you're watching NewsX. Huge crowds took to the streets in all 50 US states to vent their anger over President Donald Trump's hardline policies at No Kings protests that Republicans ridicule as Hate America rallies. According to reports, the No King protest saw a turnout of nearly 7 million protesters. According to the police, the widespread rallies were largely peaceful, with no reports of incidents or arrests. The demonstrations come at a time of heightened political tension, amid a federal government shutdown and partisan deadlock in Washington over a funding bill. Democratic leaders have largely voiced support for the protests, while many Republican lawmakers have criticized them as anti-American. Thousands of protesters rallied across the US cities, including Atlanta, Georgia, denouncing President Donald Trump with a No Kings message amid accusations of authoritarianism and threats to democracy. People are seen marching across the street holding a banner which says No Kings. Many people are seen holding placards demanding the reversal of anti-Trump policies. We can also see a banner saying, "Defend democracy. It's time for a general strike." People are seen holding the US flag and marching together, also demanding action against ICE agents. No Kings protests also took place in Boston. The most prominent seems a placard which reads, "We the people don't need an autocrat, a bully, a dictator, a fascist, a tyrant, and no kings." Another protester can be seen holding a placard which reads, "Protest is patriotic." People can also be seen waving the US flag. In Los Angeles, hundreds filled the streets for the No Kings protest, a rallying cry against hate and authoritarianism. Marchers actually carried signs reading "No Kings, no ban, no fear, and we are the injustice you created." The crowd moved through downtown, chanting for freedom, equality, and reform. Demonstrators also gathered holding signs that read, "Immigrants built the US and stop the tyranny." Crowds poured into downtown Chicago as well, right in the shadow of the Trump Tower, for what demonstrators called the No Kings protest. Thousands gathered waving pride flags and holding signs denouncing hate and authoritarianism. Chants for equality, freedom, and democracy echoed through the streets as marchers demanded accountability and rejected what they see as growing political extremism. The protest remained largely peaceful, with police maintaining a visible but restrained presence. In Seattle, massive crowds of people could be seen thronging a seat, and the protests are largely peaceful, and people are seen holding placards that represented pro-immigrant sentiments and denounced Trump's ICE crackdowns. Protesters are also seen demanding justice and liberty for all. So clearly we can see, on viewers, you're seeing on your screens the various cities in US which came out in protest and joined the No Kings movement. Joining me on the broadcast is former diplomat Ambassador Gauri Shankar Gupta. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. We appreciate your time. A very good morning to you. I want to start off with understanding how these protests, they were largely successful, as this is what the organizers are stating. However, they are also hinting at the beginning of a broader movement to defend these democratic norms.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
You see, this is, in fact, this was building up in the last 2-3 weeks. Firstly, the economic situation in USA is deteriorating because of the Trump tariff. The tax is higher now on the American public. They are actually paying the tariff, not the exporter. And there are some companies, including General Electric and Boeing, who have closed down their, manufacturing facilities and shifted them elsewhere. I was also looking at some other interviews by Buffet, who told that the economy is going to face several problems now. So that was one reason. Secondly, I think American public does not like Putin somehow, and that is why they feel that any negotiation with him and allowing him to keep the peace or to arrive at a peace agreement as a victor will not be desirable. So, in fact, the Democratic Party is very, very unhappy with this. They have been supporting Ukraine all through. So they have engineered some of these protests. So I think these two reasons, the economic situation, unemployment, and now the protest by the Democratic Party against Trump, against the proposed peace agreement. So this is going to, in my view, flare up. It will become more in the coming days, and you will see the popularity of Trump going down every week.
Right. Ambassador Gupta, I'll ask you to please stay on with us as I rope in my other panelist, Robinder Sachdev, who is an international affairs expert, joining us on the broadcast. Good morning, sir, to you. We want to understand how you actually view these protests, because we have been seeing increasing number of protests against the Trump administration in this presidency.
So much a pleasure to be with you. Yeah, I mean, certainly, you see, bottom line, let's say 1/3 of America does not vote, right? 2/3 vote. Out of the 2/3, about half or more than half, slightly more than half have voted for Trump. So approximately 1/3 or 30 to 32% are those who are opposed to Trump. So there is opposition to Trump without doubt. And especially also many of his policies, the way he's conducting them. I mean, for example, right now there's a shutdown of the federal government, The federal government has furloughed several federal employees. They don't know when they will go back to work, when the federal services will be back on track. That's one. Another is, the whole issue of sending Army, National Guard to various cities, in a way, capturing the cities themselves. Then, this whole effect of tariffs, which will slowly, raise consumer prices down the line also. So there are many things happening in America which are unprecedented, and definitely, yes, there is opposition to the policies of Trump. So what we are seeing now is that Democrats were in a kind of a shock for quite some time. And the Democrats also, they have cleavages and schisms within their own party. There's one which is the more liberal left wing of the party. Then there's a moderate wing of the party. So they've not been in synchronization also since oftentimes. But now it seems that they are kind of getting their act together. And these protests are a reflection of that.
Absolutely. I thank both of my panelists, Ambassador Gupta and Robinder Sachdev, for joining us on this broadcast.